When a soup recipe has 3 ingredients in the title, you know it's good, as in sausage, barley, cheese soup. The Chipper chef, Lindsey Joy Smith, is bringing us this recipe, which I understand is a family favorite of yours.
It is. My mother is an excellent cook, and this is one of her gems. I've modified it a bit, but it's just, what are you going to do? It's January, we're cold, we want sausage barley cheese soup.
I'm calling this a comfort blanket, a food blanket,
yeah,
right?
It's also high in vegetables, which is kind of fun. So we've got the sausage. I don't mean to brag, but this is perfectly brown sausage. It actually is. So you can see, like, sometimes when you're cooking ground meat, it looks kind of like a gray blob, and that's just sad. When you're browning meat, you want it to look brown. So this is like perfectly brown.
Yeah,
so I've got about 2.5 cups of chicken stock in there, so we'll just chuck that guy in there. Pour that in there.
The perfectly brown.
Minus the paper towel.
Yeah, I'll keep the paper towel.
Okay, back to the perfectly cooked. We've got these.
Wait. Was there anything differently that you did to make it so perfectly cooked?
So you don't overcrowd the pan. Make sure you got a nice big pan. Make sure it's super hot, and let it sit. Don't faff with it. If you let it sit, it gets that. Don't faff around with your sausage.
What does that mean? Is that a real word?
It is. It is.
How do you spell it?
I don't know. Cooking school in Scotland. Just don't faff around with it. So you got to let it get browned, and in order to do that, you just have to leave it alone.
Okay.
So the flavor comes from that nice crispy edge that's
I'm
made when you leave it alone.
I'm scared the wrong word would come out. Faff?
Well, you know, I believe in you.
Don't faff with it?
Don't faff around with it.
I believe in you.
Okay, so we've got that. Same thing with the mushrooms. Don't faff with those either. This has been cooked around in a bit of butter, and you see that it's browned, and that's where the flavor comes from. If I were to chuck this in without kind of doing something with it, it would absorb all the other flavors, and that's cool, but this brings out the mushroom flavor. So we'll chuck those in there, too.
Okay. I only like mushroom in soup. Is that weird?
No.
Okay.
Do it your way.
Do it
your way. We've got actually a can of stewed tomatoes, Italian stewed tomatoes. So that's easy. That's happy.
That's not true. I feel the need to rescind. I like them fried as well, deep fried.
Well, you know.
Okay.
That was the given. It was the next step.
Moving on.
Okay, so this is actually not oatmeal. This is barley.
Barley, because we're making barley soup.
Right, so this barley. Yeah, and it is going to add like the carby deliciousness to this. So, so that's going to go in there.
That's the technical term, carby
deliciousness. Yeah, so we've got those ingredients right here. We've got, and then loads of delicious vegetables.
Wait, before you dump, this is my favorite part.
Okay.
Hold on, Jen, get in on this. Look.
The rainbow.
You rainbow-ified your vegetable bowl.
The rainbow of beauty. I've got carrots, celery, yellow bell pepper, and red bell pepper. Speaking of which, I want to show you how to properly cut a bell pepper.
Should I dump?
Yes,
While you do? Okay.
While I do. Okay, I'm going to chop off its head, chop off its bottom, and then we're left with this, kind of a bell pepper donut. Gonna slice this right here, and I'm gonna open it up, and we're left with this nice strip and some rib meat.
Why does it look so pretty when you do it? Mine's always a mess of seed and strings and...
It's just all part of the adventure. As long as it tastes good, we're happy.
Yeah,
so we've got that. Now it makes it a little bit easier to slice in strips.
Yes.
And then slice in strips is easier to cut.
Okay.
Okay, so that over there, we're gonna get that guy boiling for about 10 minutes.
Listen, this is a compliment. This is the, like, I was gonna say cheesiest soup. We haven't even added the cheese, but cheese is in, like, the color is very cheeky.
Yeah, it's just happy and playful.
Isn't that just cartoon-like?
January can be dark.
Look at that. That's the happiest pot of soup I've ever
So I'm
seen.
gonna pop that in there.
Okay.
Yay, okay. So that goes in there. I think I was heavy on the veg because we're a little low on the sauce.
In there, or that's the barley?
Whatever. Yeah, we've got, yeah, so we're really relying on the stock for seasonings and the, oh, mercy, for the love of all good things. The tomatoes. Yes. The tomatoes, because they were sausage. Right. The Italian. Okay, so now we're moving over to this. We're making a roux. This is where our cheese base is going to come from.
I know what that word means.
Yes. Roux just makes me happy. You know your butter's ready to go. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter, but it's all foamy. And so it says, bring it, Lindsay, bring it to me. Okay, so now I'm going to chuck in equal amounts of flour. If we don't, it's called cooking down the flour. If I don't cook down the flour, you're going to be left with this sad, like, floury taste. And all we're going for is a thickener. That's all I'm aiming for, is a nice thickener. So let's put some salt and pepper. Do you want to bam some salt and pepper in there?
I do. Bam?
Bam it. Do it.
Bam.
Perfect.
More?
I don't know. That makes me feel good. I feel good about that.
Okay.
And then same thing right here. And once this starts to bubble up a bit, we're on high. It's thinking about it.
Oh, you want it to bubble?
Yeah. Just want to make sure that it's cooked. Because if it doesn't cook down, then you're left with sad flour flavor. And we're not going for that. We're going for butter cheese.
We want butter cheese, baby.
Butter cheese, right. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to slowly pour my milk in like so.
And this is going to be your thickening agent, right?
It is.
In your soup?
We're basically making like a cheese sauce, like what you would use for macaroni and cheese, but instead we're putting it in soup because we can. So that'll go in there.
We can and we should.
And this is going to bubble up.
Okay, what's this?
This is mustard powder. It's going to bring out the flavor of the cheese.
Okay.
Just go with it. Yes.
In.
Yes, in.
Mustard powder brings out the flavor of the cheese.
Yeah.
Whatever you say,
powder.
I say yes.
And so this is going to take a while to bubble up, but as soon as we've got this bubbling, we're going to put a cup of cheese in there. And then it's going to just mix up to happiness. This Tillamook, I love Tillamook cheddar.
I do too.
Okay,
Why is it so much better?
I don't know.
Because
I think
it
I've been to the
costs more
factory
money.
and they gave a lot of samples.
Oh, there you go. Then you know.
No.
So we'll add the cheese. You want me to add it now or you want me to wait?
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Because
so add
why
the
not?
cheese.
Little at a time or all of it?
You can go for all of it.
All of it? And then when do we add the cheese roux mixture to
we
the
add the
actual
cheese
soup?
roux after this is done. It's 10 minutes of cooking. We're going to pour that in there, but you can see it's starting to thicken up a bit.
Okay.
Which is just what nature intended.
This just in, the official Studio 5 checkers, did you know there were such officials in our studio? They have looked up the word faff, and it is what? It's a British word, spelled F-A-F-F, see? It means
Faff.
to make a fuss over nothing, which is what we've done today.
Fuss over nothing with sausage.
Yes, to make a fuss over nothing. Do not faff. Is that right, or is that a double negative? I don't know.
I feel good about
what I do know
you just said.
is this is the best teacher and a great friend that you want on your team. So how can we sign up for one of your classes in 2018?
So thechipperchef.com, I'm doing a donut class. Woo,
What?
Spud nuts, January 27th, 10 a.m. Good times.
Okay.
So head over to my website and get a hold of me, sign up.
That's
Donuts.
where we signed up. That's where we will sign up and send you to sign up. She'll be your favorite foodie friend in no time at all. And look for this recipe on our website, studio5.ksl.com. Lindsey, thank you. So much fun with her always.